Welcome back to Kikao. If this is your first time, Kikao is a Swahili word that means a session, a sit down, a gathering. And that's what this podcast is about. It's your seat at the table for conversations about resilience, reinvention, and building a better life. In the last episode, we talked about the discipline advantage, why freedom comes from consistency and not motivation. Today, I want to talk about something we all need to hear. Our best days are not behind us. In fact, you've always got a chance for a second wind. My name is Kirei, and welcome to Kikao. There's an idea that life peaks in your 20s. That's when you're supposed to be at your fittest, your most adventurous, and your most ambitious. And by the time you hit 30, 40, 50, 60, it's all downhill from there. Well, we all heard people say things like, I'm too old for that, or that's a young person's game, or those days are behind me. It shows up in little things we do. People stop chasing new opportunities, stop taking care of themselves of their fitness and health. They stop learning, they stop growing. They settle into routines that keep them comfortable, but keep them stuck. And here's the danger. Once you start believing that the best days are behind you, you stop creating reasons for better days ahead. You start coasting and you start shrinking your world instead of expanding it. That belief kills more dreams than failure ever will. Here's the truth. Life doesn't move in one straight line. Second winds are real. There's countless examples of people realizing their full potential much later in life. Colonel Sanders franchised KFC when he was 62. Samuel L. Jackson, the actor, he only broke through at 45 with Pulp Fiction. Then we have David Attenborough. He only became the world's voice of nature documentaries when he was 54 with Life on Earth. I'm 50 years old and I feel stronger, sharper, and more energized than I did in my 20s. It's not just luck. It's a decision. Sure, recovery takes a little bit longer than when I was in my 20s, but I'll take my 50-year-old discipline over my 20-year-old chaos any day. The second wind isn't just about health or career. They can happen in relationships too. By my mid-30s, I had a few failed relationships, and it would have been easy for me really to be pessimistic about the idea of ever finding, the right person, who truly got me. But in my early 40s, I met my wife, Bianca, and she didn't just fit into my life. She complemented me, she balanced me, and made me an all-around better person. That's the beauty of the second wind. It's proof that no matter where you are, no matter what's behind you, there's always another chapter waiting if you're willing to turn the page. So how do you actually step into your second wind? There are 4 things that worked for me. The first has been redefining success, especially in this chapter of life. Success at 20 isn't the same as success at 40 or 50 or 60. You have to stop comparing yourself to your past self and start asking, what does winning look like for me now? What does winning look like for me now? That's an important question. The second thing is making health your foundation. Your body is really your engine, and train it, fuel it, recover it. When you feel strong physically, it spills over into every other area of your life. The third thing is learning new skills. Nothing makes you feel more alive than becoming a beginner again. I know it can be scary and daunting, especially if you identify as someone who's exceptionally successful and competent. It can be daunting to accept being a beginner again and being incompetent again. But the moment you step into something new, whether it's taking a class or learning a language, new martial art, starting a project, you remind yourself that growth does not have an expiry date. Curiosity is what keeps the brain young, but action is what keeps the spirit alive. The fourth thing is choosing your circle wisely. This is very important, who you surround yourself with. Choose your circle wisely. Spend time with people who are still chasing growth. If everyone around you is complaining about being tired and saying, oh, it's too late, you'll eventually believe the same thing. That will be disastrous. So those are 4 key things that I found are really powerful when it comes to stepping into your second wind. So here's today's reminder. Your best days are not behind you. The second wind is always there. It's always there waiting, but you have to be the one to take the first breath. Here's my challenge for you this week. Do one thing that you've been telling yourself you're too old or it's too late for. Doesn't matter how small, just prove to yourself that the second wind is possible. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe to the podcast. It means a lot to me. Share it with a friend and drop a comment to let me know what's one area of your life where you're ready for a second wind. Thank you. I'm Andrew Kirei, and see you at the next Kikao.